It was Mark Poulton that packaged it. Mark is fired. Tell Mark I'm mad.
Yeah, this is primetime Poulton. Keep it entertaining. You already know when outworking everybody and he don't ever quit. Talking about plenty comics like Graveyard Shift, Sea Dog, Spike and Whoop, U.S. Assassin. Doing just what he loves. This is his passion. Bring more value to your dollar. No, I'm not fronting. That's how just a writer became a moral compass. This is primetime Poulton. This is primetime Poulton. Let's go.
Behold the King of Kings. On your knees, dog. All hail. Bow down to the King. Bow down to the King. In dread as he walked from the place where the traitor lost both his name and his face. Through the halls and the corridors, stinking in blood, he tasted his grin, and it tasted good. The King took his head, left him broken and dead. Bow down to the King. Bow down to the King. Bow down to the King, left none living, none able to tell. The King took their heads and he sent them to hell. Their screams echo loud in the place of their death. Ripped open they die with their final breath. They hail the King of Kings. Bow down to the King. Bow down to the King. Bow down to the King.
What's up, everyone? Happy Sunday. It's the Moral Compass, the Fulfillment King, good old TMC. And this is the Haunted Pizza Horror Movie Club, episode 80. Today we're talking 31. I wanted to say episode 31. But no, we're talking about the movie 31, Rob Zombie's 31. Joining me, the man who picked the movie, my co-host, Dexter Weeks. What's up, Dex?
Hey, what's up, man? What's up? I don't know if that's good or bad.
What, that you picked the movie?
Yeah.
But we'll get into it.
All right.
Joining us also, we got Mark Yoon in the house. What's up, Mark?
What's up, fellow Haunted Pizza alum?
It's like no other, man.
And
it is like no other.
Last but not least,
I'm ready. Here we go.
We got Billy.
Oh, he's gone. Like my mind when I watched this movie. That is the perfect cosplay.
Well, Hellbilly will be back.
Okay.
But in the meantime, yeah. So Dex, like when you picked this, I was like, oh man, because like I remember watching 3 from Hell.
Yeah.
And I hate that movie.
Yeah.
Like I just find it to be like a despicable movie, no redeeming characters whatsoever. I was like, is this what I'm in for? But we'll get into it. We'll get into it.
I know, man. Zombies that love or hate. It's either love it or hate it. That's all there is to it. So
first, let's check in on the chat. We got, of course, our guy first in the chat. Man, he's dedicated. That's what I like to see. We got Mark Penguin in the chat. What's up, Mark? He says, this is actually the first Rob Zombie film I sat down and watched. Wow. Because he had like House of a Thousand Corpses, Halloween. He had some good ones.
Yeah.
Penguin says 5 carnival workers are kidnapped and held hostage in an abandoned hellish compound where they are forced to participate in a violent game, the goal of which is to survive 12 hours. Oh, here we go.
Still getting this.
Hellbilly. Is he here? He's giving us the thumbs up.
Look out.
Is he having camera difficulties?
Does he
know? Oh, he's just making an entrance. He's a star.
Those theater kids, man, I'm telling you.
What y'all doing back here in my house?
Some hillbilly.
What's up, Hellbilly? Thanks for joining us.
It's Hellbilly Deluxe, man. So
I was just tending to some of the crops.
Crop top. All right.
How's everybody doing? I'm
wrong movie, but still good, though, man.
And I got a weapon, and I'm scary because I'm dirty and I'm a hillbilly. Ooh, go kill you, Rob Zombie. I even got a grill.
Nice.
There you go.
That off.
He's committed, man. He's committed.
Rob Zombie. Dracula. All right, everybody, whatever.
we got Mark Yoon pulling double duty in the chat. He says Haunted Pizza does it like no other. That's true. Speaking of Haunted Pizza, man, we're getting ready for more fulfillment. I mean, it's always fulfillment season here, but I want to share this. I got a shipment in of Gemini mailers. That's how we send our books out here. Look at this big pallet of mailers. That's 2,600 Gemini mailers.
Wow.
I started fulfilling some U.S. Assassin orders today. We got a Graveyard Shift 5 coming in any day now, so we're going to be busy here. So we needed to get some Gemini mailers. Dex, if you need some for Beast of Blood Island,
yes, sir.
We can work out a little deal. I got the bags and boards in as well. So we're going to be very busy here very soon. I mean, it's winter.
How'd they get that in there? Did they have a forklift? I mean,
yeah, so they came in a tractor trailer with a lift gate. They lowered it down, and then they had a hand cart, and they wheeled it into my garage. I have my own hand cart as well, so because I need to move these tomorrow because it's trash day and they're blocking my trash cans.
Oh wow! Get your workout.
One man's trash is another man's treasure.
Yeah, I'm gonna find Hellbilly digging through my trash
Watch out
tomorrow.
Watch
yeah.
out.
But yeah, man, 2,600 Gemini mailers. In case you ever wondered what that looks like.
You know what this is right here? It's a throwing axe. So you ever seen one of these?
Not up close. No. Wow. Mark Yoon says we got the double mark attack now commencing in the chat. We got Koni Barton in the house.
Hey, big.
Dexter Weeks as well, pulling double duty. Let's see. Oh, Mark Yoon happy the Froggy Fresh song returned. Dex, you don't join us. You don't join us on Wednesdays. New intro. I cut out the Froggy Fresh song.
Oh, I see.
But you're gonna love this. I added a little Billy Squire.
Oh, nice. What song? I'm just curious.
The Stroke.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Mark Penguin says, obviously, Dex picked this movie because his personal friend Daniel Roebuck is in it. True.
Maybe a little biased. A little biased.
You gotta call Dan up one day and have him join us.
You know what? I talked to Dave about it, and he said he would do it. He said he'd love to do it. Just he's been so busy. He was working on a bunch of like Christmas movies and stuff like that. But maybe if his schedule opens up, I'll try to get him on here, man. So
like Hallmark Christmas movies or horror Christmas movies?
No, I think they were Hallmark.
Oh,
Christmas.
wow.
Oh, it's a movie about a Christmas village.
You better not be stealing our idea, man.
Yeah, right.
Koni Barton says, I like the first Halloween movie he did. Nice. Penguin says, the first Rob Zombie Halloween remake I actually got from Netflix DVD by mail, but it glitched out like 15 minutes in, so I gave up on it and never tried to watch it again. Oh, wow.
Remember those days when Netflix would mail you DVDs?
I never did that. Like, I had friends who did it, but I just went to like Blockbuster and on Hollywood Video. I never did the mail.
I remember getting the DVDs mailed to me, and then they said, "Oh, we have this streaming service." I was like, "What? That'll never catch on."
I said the same
Send me my DVDs.
Yeah, I said the same exact thing. What about Hellbilly? Did he indulge?
He tapped into his neighbor's cable, I think.
I like to go around it, around the back, the trailer park, and there's a little shopping center there, and there's one of them stores, and you go in the store, and you go behind through a saloon doors.
Mm.
You go through the saloon doors, and then all there is titties. That's what I rent. That's what I rent.
Oh, wow.
You watching them? We'll have some fun.
For me, it was the curtains, Hellbilly. You had to go through the curtains,
Saloon door.
Mark Penguin says Enrico must have hit his head.
I don't know who Enrico is. That's some kind of weird, foreign guy. Enrico, kind of name is that? I'll tell you what kind of name that is. Not Merkin.
Mark Penguin reminding us Graveyard Shift Volume 5 Second Chance variants are over on Indiegogo right now. Also, Writhe in Pain Book 2 is still in demand on Indiegogo as well. And of course, you still have a little limited amount of time to get your Beast of Blood Island books. That's going to be fulfilling any day now.
Time soon. Yep. Promise.
We got Matthew Moreau in the house. He says, what do you think of the Boogeyman?
I think you need a tissue. I think that guy needs to clear his
Boogeyman and Michael Myers Boogeyman, or
I don't know. I know the Boogeyman. He was a WWE wrestler that ate worms. But Michael Myers, also known as the Boogeyman, correct? Yeah.
Well,
what do you think, Hellbilly? What's your thoughts on Michael Myers?
Well, I think that he had nice hair. He got nice hair.
After the fire.
And let me tell you something else, okay? He has the right complexion.
Oh, wow. Hellbilly, please.
You mean Captain Kirk?
Yeah, Captain Kirk mask.
Yeah.
He pale like a ghost. So that's appropriate for Boogeyman because they scare you like a ghost.
Okay, I thought you were going somewhere else, Hellbilly. we don't tolerate that over here.
He's from the progressive part of Alabama.
Talking about now, but how come every Rob Zombie killer guy is all dirty and just like I'm all dirty, so I'm scared? It's like take a bath and then what? And then the guy's done. He's not scary anymore.
Oh, I have words.
He's one trick
on all of
pony.
his films. Yeah, exactly.
Every
movie you watch.
Don't forget about Sean, guys. Go back, type 1 on Indiegogo and fund my comic.
Don't be a bum.
Yeah. So before we get into the movie talk, let's talk some. What's everyone been up to? Dexter Weeks. I know you're getting ready for fulfillment. But what else is going on in the world of Dexter Weeks?
I'm coloring 2 books. I'm starting to color up. What's the book we're working on?
Goth? Wow.
Hey, advertise, Dex.
Yeah, I'm starting to color up Goth and then Beast of Blood, the second series. I'm working on 2 books at once. Been busy.
Nice.
Been busy.
What about you, Mark Yoon?
Goth, streaming, YouTube. I took my car to the shop like 4 times.
Isn't it brand new?
Yeah. So remember I told you there was like a weird noise. I think I texted it in the chat on, but like it was having this weird noise issue. I took it to like the shop 4 literal times. Like, we don't know what's going on. Finally, like they get a guy from Kia to come down. And he's like, that's the sound the exhaust makes. And I was like, oh, thanks. That would have been really good information to have like on the first trip. You know, like, by the way, when they had my car the first time, they texted me and they were like, brand new car. Oh, we drove your car 75 miles to try to replicate the sound. I'm like, 75 miles? I don't drive that much in like a month.
Yeah, where they come up to Jersey?
Exactly. That's insane. So I dealt with that. Yeah, it was a whole thing.
Is it all fixed now? Is it all good? Or
there was nothing wrong with it. They just said that like there's like coils in the exhaust or something, and like the heat when the car's running makes it like expand, and then when it's like contrasting after it's cooling down when the engine's off, it like makes like ding noises because it's like going back. Right. It's like normal apparently, but I don't know. And then my dad works at a car dealership, and he called me after I sent him the videos, and of course on the 4th day he calls me as my car's in the shop. Oh, it's the exhaust. I'm like, thanks, Dad. And then the guy told me like literally like 10 minutes after. I'm like, cool. Much appreciated on the time. It's great.
Right.
Enrico, what's new with you?
I don't know about this rich man talking about no new car problem. I've had the same pickup truck since 1978. And when I drive it, it sounds like an old metal trash can falling down the escalators of an abandoned mall. I don't want to hear about your exhaust.
Wow.
So, I have been working on Goth. I've been penciled about 3 pages now. So I'm on penciling page 4, which is great. 4 out of 10. So then I'll, I want to get all the type penciling done, and then start inking those up, and then just recording some YouTube videos for my family channel. And then that's pretty much it, man. That's what I've been focusing on like the last week. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I got a new Goth cover in. I shared with you guys in our private chat. This is from Nerium, who does the werewolf book Bonds.
Oh wait, I did the cover treatment for that one you sent me over. I just forgot to send it to you.
Oh, okay. Well, we're going to share it without the cover treatment.
Okay.
Right now, a little sneak peek for the
Yeah, these covers, man, they're really turn out pretty sweet, man.
Yeah,
they'll have Goth on them.
Yeah. So here we go. This is from Nerium. Let's blow this up.
By the way, Mark, thanks for actually letting me design a character that you used and didn't just like gave credit to somebody else.
Oh, geez. Wow.
I appreciate that.
I was like, where are you going with this? Now I got it.
Inside baseball.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mark got a little screwed. Welcome to the comic industry, Mark Yoon. But here we go. Gun Goth by Nerium. Absolutely gorgeous. I love this cover.
I love the guns in the background on the wall, like the reflection on the mirror.
Yeah.
That's my favorite part about this cover.
That's cool.
It's a nice touch. It really is. It really is. I love the cat. I got a cat playing
It's
with
all about the cat, man.
Yep.
This book's all going to be about Hitty and Titty.
But yeah,
Diddy.
yeah.
Absolutely gorgeous cover from Nerium.
I get. You know what I get from this? Does anyone else get like old school '90s Warner Brothers animation cell from this?
Yeah.
Like that soft airbrushing that like the Bruce Timm Batman the Animated Series kind of used to have. And
yeah, I thought Bruce Timm immediately. Yeah,
I get that vibe. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, she asked me if I wanted like more traditional comic or I wanted a more painted style, and I said, show me a sample of the painted, and that's what I thought, like an animated cell. When she sent it to me, I said go with that, and I love the. Well, it's a sexy cover, but I also love the cat playing. He's knocking the bullets off the dresser.
Yeah, that's cool. Is there a name for the cat, or is it just a?
Dex, I don't even know the name of the characters yet. Like Mark still hasn't told me. When I get the scripts, it just says like Gun Goth and Sidekick. Like I don't even know their names yet.
I'm waiting for inspiration. I mean, I feel like Enrico should name the cat.
Yeah.
Oh, if I'm allowed.
Oh yeah.
I'm allowed to.
I think so too.
Talk about it.
So we'll talk it over. But yeah, Gun Goth's going to be hot. She is the hot topic. Launching Friday, June 13th. This is one of the 13 covers, guys. Well, hopefully, once we get some interior artwork, I'm going to make a sign-up page everywhere. So you can grab Gun Goth wherever you choose to back your crowdfunded books.
Nice.
Looking forward to it.
Let's check up with the chat. Mark Pengren says, great week for new horror movie trailers. Did anyone see the trailers for Hell of a Summer or Drop? I didn't see either of those.
Oh, me neither.
Yeah, I haven't either.
I haven't even heard of them. So
I did see something did pop up on my thing for Drop, but I didn't watch it yet. So
has anyone seen the teaser trailer for Return of the Living Dead, the new one?
Yeah, that looks great.
Yeah. And so
I haven't seen it yet.
I did see them post some stuff about like Tarman, which I was like, that's my favorite part of the movie, so I'll probably watch it.
Yeah, so the teaser is Tarman walking through the cemetery dragging a Christmas tree behind him.
Yeah,
it's
awesome. I love Tarman. It's
from the director of Kill Her Goats, which is a fan favorite over on this channel. Matthew wants to know, who is our favorite creepypasta?
I'm always confused as to what category that actually entails, because does that go back to like, us Jersey boys? Does that go back to like the magazine, like Weird New Jersey kind of stuff? Like
I don't know.
I don't even.
Is the Crooked Man a creepypasta?
I think Tall Man. Yeah, I think I think Slender Man and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I guess the Jersey Devil counts, right? But even though that's pre-creepypasta term, but
what about
I don't know.
Waiter? The dumb waiter is pretty good.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know that.
Not familiar.
No.
That's something
mine might be Hellbilly.
We could possibly do on this channel, or on this channel, man. We could do like a creepy pasta. Like read a creepy pasta. Nobody owns those.
Yeah. We could do that. Mark Pengren says, watch Yoon talk about and play Weeboo stuff.
He was on me today. I started my play stream of Ninja Gaiden, and he was there today. But yeah, I changed the language to Japanese, from English to Japanese, and everyone was in a tiffy in my chat, and I was just like, deal with it. Like, I don't want to hear the English voices.
Do you know? You might be into this. Do you remember a really old school, like original YouTuber named Apple Milk who did like very intense Japanese lessons?
No.
You don't remember her?
It's not ringing a bell.
And then she went off to Japan, and like in sort of a controversy, became
one of those like video stars, like I forget what they're called, but they're like the girls.
J-pop.
They're like the girls that you like that pose all sexy and stuff on videos, and people go
Gravure. It's
whatever.
Gravure. Yeah, Gravure.
Yeah, she started doing those, and then she ended up like dating some Japanese guy, and then she like started a band. I think it was called Hello Sunshine, possibly. And that was really old school, like weeaboo stuff in YouTube, like back in the day. Yeah.
Don't let my wife hear you call me a weeaboo, because she's Korean and she will not like that at all. she'll just call me a Koreaboo, if anything.
Koreaboo.
Well, in this case, it was though. She was she was like all into Japanese culture and
yeah.
John Epple in the chat. He says, "How's it hanging, guys?"
What up?
What's up, John? Thanks for joining us.
Low and to the left, man.
STMC, the monster cock up there.
Oh my god! It took me. I was like, after the show, I talked to Missy about that. I was like, what were they even talking about? And then I realized, TMC. It took me like an hour to figure out what you guys.
You know, Mark. You can't remember.
Yeah. Matthew says he's scared. I think he's talking about gun goth. Yeah. Would you be scared if you ran into gun goth in an alley?
She's the hot topic, man.
Yeah.
Scared wouldn't be the word for me, bro.
Right. Matthew says, "I love guns." He says that's not horror. That's awesome. Awesome could be horror. There are horror elements in the book, though. So,
wait, are they talking about gun goth or are they talking about Hellbilly?
Hellbilly is horror. I would be scared if I ran into Hellbilly in an alley.
By the way, Enrico, that's the best Sherry Moon cosplay I've ever seen.
I was getting the reason I was a little late is because I was actually giving Rob Zombie a foot rub off camera before I showed up.
Matthew says, "I love you guys." Sheldon Martin in the house. He says, "Wow, just got here. That's a great can." Talking about gun goth, I assume.
They used to call me in high school beer can. They used to call me that for many reasons.
Mark Penger says, "I'm sure Nicholas Gear can name some of the characters if TMC is too busy." Wow. Hellbilly is Tiger King.
Wow. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I'm like Hellbilly, like Tiger King on Satan.
So let's talk about it. Rob Zombie's 31. Enrico, before you joined us, I was not looking forward to watching this because like the last Rob Zombie movie I watched was 3 from Hell, and I hated that movie. I thought it was like every character in it was despicable. There was nothing reademing about that movie.
Not far off of that, though. Right?
Honestly, I started to like the characters in this as it went on. So
you felt bad for him.
Yes, maybe a little bit.
Yeah.
So the movie's about Penguin explained in the beginning. 5 carnival workers, as they're traveling, they are abducted and they're forced to survive 12 hours in this hellish game where they're hunted down by killers. Every time they kill a killer, a new one emerges. The one thing I didn't like about this is it establishes rules that you have to survive 12 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And then we'll get into the ending, but I feel like they deviated from the rules. Yeah. But they do leave the ending open to interpretation because you don't see what actually happens.
Yeah.
You know what happens, but yeah.
Yeah.
Mark says, I was surprised it was brutal, gory, evil.
Mm-hmm.
John says, it seemed like gore for gore's sake. Was there even a plot?
Yeah, you know what? There is no plot.
It's a Rob Zombie movie.
It reminded me a little bit of Haunt, if you guys remember when we watched that. I thought Haunt was a little better than this. But so the main characters are Rob Zombie's wife, a guy who could be Rob Zombie stand-in.
Yeah.
Meg Foster, who I hadn't seen in a long time. And then a couple other carnival workers. Very I don't know what to say. Like
70s?
Interracial couples
Right.
in a 70s set film.
Indeed. Indeed.
Well, if you're watching a zombie flick, you're going to be getting like 70s. That's like basically he's like Tarantino with that, where he's just obsessed with the decade for some reason.
Yeah.
Wait a
He
minute,
probably had.
But we're talking like Mark Yoon, who was born in like what, the 90s, and like
I was born in 83, Dex.
83. All right.
Yeah.
We lived
I'm
in
not that much younger than you guys. I'm never
just-
going to shake
Yeah, but
this. I'm going to be like 97,
Mark-
and you're going to be like,
We
Mark
were
was
all born in the
22.
70s.
I mean,
Yeah,
grew
I know
up-
you guys were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
But when you're born in the decade, you don't experience the decade. You know what I mean? Like I didn't experience really the 80s. I experienced the 90s because I was like a little kid in the 80s.
exactly.
So that's like, so you guys were probably 80s kids, which you usually put that out there like that anyway, right? Like
I'm a
80s
little-
movies,
I'm a little older
music.
than everybody else.
Yeah.
Mark
Yeah.
says like they only had a monkey mask and a few props. So the one guy was pitching his idea for a show. King Dong, I guess. I don't know. But he had a monkey mask. But they didn't. They were a carnival, but maybe they were meeting the rest of the carnival because they didn't have like rides or anything with them. They just were traveling in a camper.
Yeah.
Penguin says, I didn't understand that they were carnival workers, but it was Halloween, but they weren't already at a carnival working and they weren't driving with a pack of other drivers. Yeah. So it was a little confusing.
The only mind canon that I'm sorry, Dex.
Oh, no. I was saying the only way you knew it was Halloween was because he said it,
Yeah, with the scarecrows. Yeah. The only
And the movie's
head
called
canon that I
31.
have for that, is I just assumed that like they were like the workers that travel to different carnivals and they're there for hire during like the seasons.
That's what I thought.
Yeah,
Same.
Yeah.
Yeah, same. I just thought that they were kind of not the
Hired
talent.
hands.
Yeah.
Yeah, hired hands. Yeah.
So on their travels, they stop at a gas station, and while they're filling up while they're filling up their camper, this little blonde comes over and starts talking to one of the characters, getting information, saying, "Oh, you guys hunters?" And he was like, "Oh no, we just have one gun, but it's used to prop open the window." And she was like
an
okay,
idiot.
Gotta go. See you later.
If anybody asks if you have guns, unless it's a cop, you tell them that you are Punisher max to the wall in your van.
Penguin says, if a stranger asks if you're a hunter, say yes. We have lots and lots of guns.
Exactly. Exactly.
So they continue on their way at night, and they come across all these scarecrows set up in the street, blocking them from driving through. They send out a couple of the people to clear the road, and they are attacked. Then the people in the camper are attacked, and then we wake up. They wake up to find they are,
Mark.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it have been cooler if they went up to investigate the scarecrows and it was like previous contestants that were like mutilated and just like hung out there? I would have thought that would have been like way cooler of like a scare factor than like just some hay and like some shirts.
Yeah, I mean, I was at one point I was waiting for them to come to life and be like the abductors.
Right.
Although if the camper kept going, it would have just like killed them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mentioned that like all his movies are the same. I think he used that same gag in I think it was House of a Thousand Corpses with the
the one movie that I walked out of in my entire life.
So they're abducted, and then we have Roddy McDowell. Or was it Malcolm McDowell?
Malcolm McDowell. Yeah.
Malcolm McDowell dressed as Marie Antoinette, I would assume.
They're all just like French courts.
Yeah, he explains that they've been captured. He explains the rules of the game, that they need to survive 12 hours for their freedom. And there's this you think so. At the beginning of the movie, we see like Daniel Roebuck playing the role of a pastor, and he's getting killed by this guy Doomhead. Yeah.
Which by the way, Mark, I was reading on your Twitter, and someone said that like Doomhead was like incredibly like intimidating and scary. I was like, what? He looks like JP from Grandma's Boy. Like there's no like. I don't see any fear there. There's all the ambiance of a school shooter in the 90s. I don't see any fear from him at all. He was like a twig.
Well, that's the thing. He's just like a dirty, crazy.
Yeah,
dude.
exactly. Yeah.
So
Dirty,
when
there you
the
go.
so,
Sorry, comes from the dirt.
so when Marie Antoinette introduces them to their killer, it's a little dwarf.
Little Nazi.
Yeah, he has a swastika on his chest. He has a little
Spanish,
Hitler.
Mexican speaking.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was.
and I'm like, wait a minute, what happened to the guy from the beginning? I didn't realize like once they kill a killer, new killers enter the contest.
Right.
So that's the first killer they face. This little guy, and he's a trash talker.
And he doesn't die so easy either.
No, and he does end up killing one of the carnival workers.
Mhm.
Well, the reason you're also confused, Mark, is this movie has the worst editing possible with like those comic book cutaways that like they don't show any transitionary things going from one scene to the next. It's just like we're abducted. Now all of a sudden we're all chained up and we're in this thing, which is fine if you edit it properly, but it was just a cutaway.
It's
like
too
I was like this
stylized.
Yeah.
That's one of his problems. Directing.
Penguin says it would have made more sense if they just drove through or around the scarecrows and kept going on their merry way. John says, as much as I love Rob Zombie, each movie makes less sense than the last.
It is true.
Penguin says he was calm, cool, collected, and in control. That's scary, Yoon.
Yeah, I
would have kicked his ass.
Scary, man.
I would have kicked his ass.
So after they end up taking out the little killer, the little Hitler killer.
Yeah.
And the next killers that arrive on the scene are two brothers with chainsaws dressed as clowns.
That's cool.
I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like whenever that's like I think in horror movies, a killer with a chainsaw. That's one of the scariest things because how can you like get close to them to defend yourself? Really?
Yeah, you really can.
You think I thought that for a long time too, Mark, until I just cut down 12 trees in my backyard and I had to rechain my chainsaw like literally 4 times in the course of like 3 hours. The chain kept coming off and I'm like, oh my God, this is horrible.
Yeah, but that's cutting down a tree though, you know? That's not a person.
So the chain did actually pop off. That's in the movie.
Yeah,
that's why they could
right.
only take one.
And it doesn't matter. Yoon knows martial arts. So chainsaw coming at Yoon, he's just going to do one of these things and catch the chainsaw and break
I'm
it.
getting clipped.
True.
I'm getting clipped,
Killer
bro.
done.
The first guy with a little knife, I'm taking out. Two like hillbillies with chainsaws, I'm getting cut up. Like I'm lunch meat.
Throwing
like,
at
it's not.
Yeah.
So, this is a good point. The two killers with chainsaws appear and introduce themselves. Then the movie cuts to literally like 40 minutes later, and they are in different parts of the building away from the killers. I got the sense that they introduced them after they killed the little Hitler killer.
Mm-hmm.
These guys introduced themselves and were like, we're going to be the killers in the next round. And then they almost had like a little break. The clock kept ticking for the 12 hours, but they didn't know when these guys were going to pop out. I mean, they had them right there. It would have made sense. Like, you guys are just all beaten and battered from taking out that one killer. Now you got two guys with a chainsaw. What are
I'm
you
just
gonna
picturing
do?
Yoon running around killing all these killers now.
Kind of
like, if I knew how to use like AI, man, I would want to put Yoon in there and just killed everybody.
Taking out all these.
You just redo the John Wick movies, but with Yoon.
Can you make me like 10 years younger and give me back my abs? That would be great.
Awesome.
Sheldon says, if I make a horror movie, that Limp Bizkit song is going to play during the chainsaw chase scene.
There you go.
So the chainsaw killers, they end up setting up a trap. The survivors, they come through to a woman who is tied up, begging for help. She's disguised, so they think they hear a sound, they don't know where it's coming from. It's coming from an inflatable doll. That's what the woman who's captured is covered in. So they peel that off her, and they realize that she is, I guess, tied down with barbed wire or some sort of wire, and they're deciding if they should free her. Some people think it's a trap. That's what I was thinking. I was thinking this is a trap. Like she's part of it. Once they free her, she's gonna stab him or something. So while they're debating, they finally decide to help her, and that's when the one chainsaw killer pops up out of the hay. He was laying on the ground the entire time. So we're left with one of the guy who looks like Rob Zombie and Meg Foster are fighting off that guy. Rob Zombie's wife and her boyfriend are fighting off the other chainsaw brother. Pretty cool, I thought. and they're isolated from each other because the tent they're in was actually a cage. They tear down the tent walls and they're trapped inside a cage.
Yeah, I did like the kill where they like the one guy dropped on the chainsaw.
Penguin with a good point. That woman was Daniel Roebuck's character's wife, right? I think you're right.
Yeah, that they captured. Yeah.
Oh, that is true. Because he said, "What did you do to my beautiful wife?" Yeah.
Right. Doom had said 2 clowns took a liking to her.
That's right.
So yeah, there you go.
I would add insult to injury too. When like you take a preacher's wife and you dress her up like a blow up doll and do whatever you want to do with her, that's kind of like stabbing it in there even more.
So both groups they take care of their chainsaw killer. They're worse for wear for it. The one guy who looks like Rob Zombie, he gets cut up pretty bad. The other party, they don't get that damaged, do they?
No.
Then they move on to the sex and death killers.
Sex and death, yeah.
And Sex is the girl who came up to the camper when they were at the gas station asking about. Apparently that is Ginger Lynn. I don't know if anyone is familiar with her.
Yeah, old school.
Yeah,
old school guys. Yeah, look at you. He has no idea.
I watch Asian porn pretty much respectively, so I'm not going to be up on her regardless.
Yeah,
you just watches the 2 girls, 1 squid.
Oh my goodness, that's just like every Korean eating all the time.
By the way, we have 49 people watching on X and YouTube. If you're new to the channel, hit subscribe, hit the notifications, give us a thumbs up. We're here every Sunday talking horror movies.
I thought she just was like Harley Quinn, like she had that like
they're all clowns. They're all clowns. So
Sheldon says it showed how they got the contestants. Did they see how they got the killers? So that's one of the things, like the ending, sort of. One of the alternative theories I have. So they have sex and death now. Death is this huge giant guy of a man that has awesome. He has what was he have, like a bat with nails in it, or what's his weapon?
Yeah, pretty much.
The one guy who looks like Rob Zombie's pretty injured, so they tell him to hide, and they'll take care of him. The 2 girls sort of create a diversion, and Rob Zombie's wife's boyfriend is going to take on this guy, but the death is just like overpowering him, and it's Meg Foster who she hits him from behind, right? With
Oh, but they almost got him because she calls out to him and like warns him that the attack is impending.
Sex actually is stalking the Rob Zombie lookalike guy, and she's about to kill him when Rob Zombie's wife shows up, right? And she and she holds a knife to her throat, and the death killer is like, no, don't hurt my girl, my wife, or whoever. And that's when Meg Foster hits him in the back. He falls. Rob Zombie's wife says, finish him off. And she's like, I can't. I think you can. So she does.
I think they're alluding to her at the end, like you're saying, Mark, in your alternate theory, because I'm pretty much zoned in with you on that.
Yeah.
I think this scene is showing what's setting up for that. But
Yeah, so they kill off Death, and then Meg Foster's like, what do you want to do with her? And Rob Zombie's wife just like slits Sex's throat, kills them off. They've killed 3 killers. Marie Antoinette and the women are like, what should we do? Who should we bring in next? And Roddy McDowell's like, let's not take any chances. Let's call in Doomhead.
Yeah.
And it cuts to Doomhead. He's having a night with his lady friend. And the phone rings, and his lady friend says, "Don't you answer that phone." But he has to. And I believe he says it's been a while since they called him. But he just
the preacher was a year ago. So
that's why. So they've kept his wife for a year.
Yeah.
For a whole
They were keeping her for reasons.
Yeah. So
well, she did their accounting. They didn't talk.
Yeah. He suits up, kicks the woman out of his house. She asks if she can shower first, and he's like, "Get out."
Why were there any showering in a Rob Zombie film? Everyone's dirty.
I think it's a universe where showers don't exist, to be honest.
True.
He shows up. They kind of roll out the red carpet for him. He has a bunch of killers waiting for him. They take him to his little room where he prepares. Tells the boys they have the rest of the night off because he's going to take care of the survivors. And at this point, all we have left are Meg Foster, the guy that looks like Rob Zombie, and Rob Zombie's wife, right?
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. And Rob Zombie's wife tells the two to hide. She's going to look around to see what's going on. Meg Foster doesn't listen. She goes and peeks around for herself, and that's when Doomhead traps her in a room, and he takes care of her like quick. He stabs her a couple times, and she's a little
kiss.
Yeah, she's off the board.
Yeah, almost anticlimactic.
Penguin says, "Well, the game is called 31, so they only do it once a year on Halloween, right? Correct?
Yeah, I think that's
yeah.
right.
Good point, Mark. So we're down to Rob Zombie's wife and the stand-in for Rob Zombie.
I'm gonna cast somebody that looks like me.
Exactly.
And that guy is very beat up, but he sort of like sacrifices himself to Doomhead. I don't know if because he thought his wife, Rob Zombie's wife, could get away because they found that like sewer tunnel or whatever.
Right.
So he takes on Doomhead, Doomhead.
Yeah, it's Doomhead. Yeah.
Doomhead takes like care of him real quick. I was hoping that like after he killed him and Doomhead started walking away, I was waiting for the guy to say, "Is that all you got?" or something like that.
Yeah.
But
70s, Mark, not the 80s, right?
Yeah. Tired. They were like, "We got to wrap this up here."
Yeah. But so he's out of the picture, and then we see Rob Zombie's wife. She escapes. We think she escapes. She comes out of this little like manhole tunnel into another tunnel, and we see daylight at the end. She escapes. She's in like a field. She's walking around. She finds a house in the distance. She walks to it. House is abandoned, but there's a little puppet show that's like the puppet show she saw at the gas station. Was it the gas station attendant's house?
I think they're alluding to that. I guess I don't know.
Yeah,
or maybe the gas station.
It's like
I took
kind of thing
because he's so weird and older. I took it as like maybe he's one of the retired killers, and like they still have him on staff.
That's a good idea. That's part of the compound. I don't know, but while she's there, Doomhead shows up and he's attacking her. He takes his time. He could have killed her, but he's sort of like toying with her. And then the siren goes off, and Roddy McDowell comes over the PA and says all weapons down. The 12 hours are up. Game is over. And the killer is pissed off. He has to let Rob Zombie's wife go. And they cut to Roddy McDowell and the women that have been watching this unfold all night. And the women are like, "What are you going to do with her?" And he was like, I don't know. And, we see everyone leave. They undress out of their powdered wigs and stuff. And then it just cuts to Rob Zombie's wife walking down the road. She's all bloody. She can barely stand. She's wobbling back and forth. And then we see a van in the distance coming. It stops, and Doomhead Doomhead gets out of it, and he's walking behind her, and then she stops and she turns and looks at him. He pulls out his knives, and they just stare at each other, and it ends. Now, first thought is I'm pissed off because they set up rules. You have to survive 12 hours. If you do that, you get your freedom. She did that, and he didn't know what to do, so he said, kill her. But now I'm leaning more. He said Doomshead to recruit her.
Yeah.
She's a killer now.
My first thought was what my first thought was what you were saying, Mark, the first time, but I'm like, maybe he just was so incensed that like he didn't get the killer, and he's so insane that he went after himself to like just dispatch her and without the rules.
That's what I took from it. Yeah, now it's outside of the game. Yeah.
Right.
But then I started thinking about it, and Mark's more right, and they were setting up throughout the movie Sherry going like kind of batty herself and just like being like murderous. So it's like he was like started handing one of the switchblades over, like he was handing it to her. Kind of being like, you know, a torch passing, like, all right, you're the next like killer.
Interesting. I didn't see it that way, but now I do. So, yeah.
You agree with Yoon? What about me?
I agree. I agree with Mark. Like, I mean, my first
but TMC sets up a good premise.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. But he's the kind of guy that would just like, you know, he can't have unfinished business kind of deal and just like get rid of her.
All right, Yoon, give us the negatives.
This movie was made, what, a decade ago? We're not getting a sequel to this, are we?
No.
I want to know what happens to Sherry.
You'll find out in the next Rob Zombie movie.
Yeah, you got to write the zombie find out.
So I went into this thinking I would not like it, and I ended up liking it a lot.
Interesting. All right.
Cool.
Cool. Dex, you picked it. You obviously like this movie?
Yeah, like I said, Rob Zombie's a love or hate, and I get it. I understand completely. But I'm on the love side, so I did dig this movie. So.
Mark Yoon.
I think if like his movies were different and had actual like plots and themes, I would like them more. I don't care so much about like senseless violence if it's like done with a purpose, like Terrifier or like something like that, like Feast. Like if you do something like that and set it up, even playing to comedic or events or some kind of like theme behind it, I'm happy with that. The fact that like I've watched so many of these Rob Zombie movies though, and it's all the same every time. It's just a bunch of dirty people that you don't give a shit about getting killed, and you don't give a shit about the killers. That's what really incenses me. The one thing I did like about this movie is they tried to play it up with like kind of a Hunger Games-ish kind of thing, which is kind of fun. Like some of the killers were kind of fun in like a comic booky kind of way, but this is in no way a horror movie. This was a cartoon. Like there was nothing really scary or fearsome about it. It was just like Rob Zombie, like sex jokes constantly, belittling women constantly, and unless you're Sherry Moon, and then you get to survive every movie. You know what I mean? And just like some kind of like, I think like the biggest thing that I don't like about these, like the speech in the beginning, you know what I'm talking about, that Doomhead gives.
Yeah.
Rob Zombie always does these pretentious, I'm not saying anything, but I'm using big word speeches. And but you're not saying anything. It's just like jabber jawing. It's like a wet salad. And I'm always just like, well, if you're giving me a message about society or something like that, I'm with you. But it was really saying nothing. It was basically just like, I'm the best at killing people and I don't let people go. That's basically all he said in the whole opening thing.
Good point.
So while I don't absolutely hate this movie, like some of his others, because I hate like House of a Thousand Corpses and stuff like that. Like I can't stand that movie. And I'm not like into love hate because I really like White Zombie and Rob Zombie's music a lot. I love them. Yeah. So like, and I like Halloween. I like some of his other stuff. This one for me is probably like a 6 out of 10. Like I like it, but it's nothing. It brings nothing new to the table except for like, you know, ripping off Hunger Games with the wigs and, you know, the French stuff. And you know what I mean? I don't know. I'd watch it again probably for like a popcorn when I'm hanging out with friends and talking about stuff because I don't care about the characters, so I don't really get emotionally attached to them. And maybe I would like it more if I did. I think we need to spend some more time with characters instead of just making them out to all be assholes in the beginning, like Mark was talking about in the other movies. So like hardly any redeeming characters. I think the only character that had redeeming qualities was the one black Jamaican guy with the longer hair. Yeah. Like he started showing character development throughout the rest of the movie. And then like the one lady, and the one lady was just like constantly only protecting women and looking out for women.
Right.
Because I'm guessing she's like a madam, like the way from that one scene where like she's talking to the two girls. I think she like does like runs prostitution on the side or something like that.
That's
but
what it seems like, yeah.
Yeah. So besides like those two characters, nobody else has like any kind of growth. And Sherry Moon is just like, she's like a horrible actress, and like I can't stand looking at her in movies. And like I really wish that like he would take his flat-chested wife and like put her into something else, so that we can like get like an actual actress to act. Like
yeah, good point.
Enrico, what are your thoughts on the movie?
I'm
sorry.
I'm like entertained by Rob Zombie's movies, and I appreciate his love for like classic horror and 70s horror, and I get what he does, you know. I don't fall into any kind of spectrum with his stuff of like love it or hate it. I just like, you know, if I'm in the mood for it, like I'll enjoy it. This was okay. There were some entertaining parts, but I did joke about like all of his characters always just like being like these gross, dirty people, and then like, you know, it's just violent. And yeah, that's like, I don't even know if that's a criticism. It's just something,
an observation.
It's an observation of his like aesthetic, right? And then I'm just like, God, does everyone have to look this way? And I get that too, because I feel like that comes out of the gritty, like Texas Chainsaw Massacre type kind of feel, where like everything is dark and kind of gross, and like that's part of the off-putting nature of like the way he wants you to feel when you watch these films, I guess. Sure. So yeah, they entertain me if I'm in the mood for it. This one was okay. It was entertaining.
I guess there's a way to do it though, right, Enrico? Because like you brought up a perfect point. They do that with Texas Chainsaw Massacre also, but the remake that they did with Jessica Biel and stuff, I love that movie.
Yeah, that was
good. It's because you have time to sit with all the characters and you like them before anything ever happens.
You feel bad for them. Yeah. So.
Rob Zombie's all substance and no, like, you know, it's all about the art. It has nothing to do about the story, which I kind of, that's what I have a problem with.
This is something I didn't know. Penguin says the movie was crowdfunded with $1 million budget and barely made $800,000.
Oh, wow. Really?
We got Zaid Comics, Phil Diaz in the house. He says Rob Zombie's music greater than his films.
Yeah, I think a lot of people would.
I agree with that. Yeah.
But like Enrico and Dex said, some of them are fun. Like if you're in the mood for them, but like I don't know if it's like a theater popcorn kind of like let's watch this and have fun.
Penguin also says a lot of those background character goons that got dismissed were people that donated at high tiers. Okay.
Oh, yeah, really? That's funny.
Sheldon says make a short comic sequel. Yeah. Rob Zombie he's never made any comics, has he?
Yeah, he did.
I think he's produced some.
He did a Super Beasto one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
About a Mexican wrestler.
Oh, we got Agent Cub in the house. He says, what's today's movie? We're talking Rob Zombie's 31.
Movie is being very generous.
Mark Penguin says, yo, Phil, great Doug Monkey interview. Go over to Phil's YouTube channel. Check that out. He says, I'm putting it up in 10 minutes clips. It was a fun time. Sheldon says, whoa, Yoon doesn't like flat-chested women?
You mean boys? No, I'm good.
Wow. So I guess kind of a mixed bag with Rob Zombie's 31. I'm actually glad I watched it.
I'll give it a halfer. Like I'm not giving it a full thumbs down. I just
thumbs up. It was a fine movie. Like I said, if I'm in the mood for Rob Zombie, I'll watch Rob Zombie. I like the Lords of Salem a lot, and yeah, like when he does it right, he does it right. I enjoyed the Monsters remake. That was like fun.
Yeah,
you know, I don't dislike him. I actually like watching interviews with Rob Zombie almost more than I like watching his movies. I like watching him talk about, you know, like I said, that old classic horror time period. I like listening to him talk about pop culture. I like listening to him just generally talking about film and stuff. Like he knows what he likes, and he's definitely got a style and an aesthetic, and he like lives it. And I got to respect that.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I think he should lean into his talent and actually make movies that like are like the Munsters or are like Halloween or are like something that like you're not going to just be like instantaneously, this is Rob Zombie. You know what I mean? Like if he does something like that,
right?
You know, I don't know. Then I think we're in business. But
well, like everyone doesn't have to have like dirty fingernails and gross teeth, you know.
Yeah, well, exactly.
Next week we're going to watch Six Souls. Mark Yoon picked this one out. We're going to watch the trailer right now. I have no idea what this movie's about. I've never even heard of it.
Yeah.
So let's
It's about
check
a
it out.
shoemaker, right? It's about a shoemaker, right?
Yeah, 6 souls. All the people that come into his cobblesmith shop.
I'm Dr. Kara Jessup, and you must be David. David Bernberg, is that right?
Yes.
Do you ever have any emotions you can't explain?
I need a new
Do
pair of
you
shoes.
ever feel angry or violent for no apparent reason?
Hello?
Is Adam there?
I'm sorry, Dr. Harding. I'm the only one here.
I'd like you to look for him.
What was that?
This is Adam.
David has multiple personality syndrome.
Why would he create a delusion?
David's a desperately ill young man.
How are you going to prove it?
I'm not going to prove it. I'm going to cure it. The real David Bernberg was murdered.
Do you recognize this body?
He's been taken into the woods, tortured, and abused.
Do you know where you are?
No, ma'am.
You should recognize this place.
Do you hold that doctorate in the name of science or God?
It's all right. I'd like to consider myself a doctor of science, but a woman of God.
He's coming.
Who's coming?
We don't have much time.
Tell me.
There's a very bad man coming.
Who is he?
The devil.
Get away from me!
Who are you?
Mommy, he's here.
Please help us.
Once the sheltering has begun, he will find you.
There you have it, 6 souls. I never. Was this in theaters, Mark?
It looked like it was.
Yeah. I saw it in theaters.
Oh, I'm looking forward
I'm a
to
big
making,
Julianne Moore fan. The thumbnail.
I'm looking forward to making a thumbnail with her.
See if you gotta get.
It'll be like the cover of Forgotten where she's running, but it's like a pizza that's following her.
Yeah. Penger says NBC's Dracula. I guess that's what Jonathan's from.
Oh yeah, that guy.
Yeah, he was also from. What else was he from? The Crown.
Tudors. He's in Tudors.
Tudors. That's it.
Tudors, yeah.
And what I know Jonathan Rhys Meyers from is an old movie with Ewan McGregor called Velvet Goldmine.
Oh yeah.
Me and my wife loved that movie when we were like in college, era. She loved Jonathan Rhys Meyers in that movie.
Nice. Well, that'll do it for this week. Unless you guys have anything you want to discuss before we sign off. Sheldon says for a thumbnail, use her Boogie Nights picture.
Yeah, with Dirk.
All right. If not, Dex, where can people find you at?
I'm on Instagram, Dexter Weeks 6975, Dexter Weeks _art on X and Twitter, and Dexter Weeks on Facebook.
Mark Yoon.
Find me on YouTube, Mark Yoon. All the other socials, but I would prefer if you subscribe to me on YouTube. Thank you.
Hellbilly, where can people find you at?
Instagrams and the YouTubes. Enrico Botta.
Mark Penger says no use her sex scene with Amanda Seyfried from Chloe.
That'll work too. So
I remember him from a Travolta movie. Guys, you can find me on X and Instagram at Koni Waves. Make sure you subscribe to Primetime Poulton. Hit the notifications. Go check out Graveyard Shift Volume 5 variant covers and Writhe in Pain Book 2. Also, go check out Dex's Beast of Blood Island, fulfilling any day now.
Sure.
And we'll be back Wednesday. I haven't picked out a topic what we'll talk about, but The thumbnail should involve someone eating a slice of pizza. So thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.